The end of a thrilling week-long sailing trip turned out to be the beginning of battling for months with my conscience. I'm Sophie, and this is my story for #SpiritCore. My junior year of high school, I got the amazing opportunity to go on a sailing trip from Bermuda to Newport, Rhode Island. It really challenged me mentally and physically, so by the time we docked in Rhode Island, I was exhausted and thrilled to be back on solid ground. But in my haste to depart and begin my trip home to Maine, I didn't search my bunk as thoroughly as I should have. I ended up leaving my dental retainers on the boat, something I didn't even realize until I got home later that evening. But I didn't panic. I could handle this. I have family that lives maybe 20 minutes from the marina where the boat was docked, so they could pick them up for me. But even though the retainers were the most important things I brought on the boat with me, I was too scared to ask the favor. I decided that I should just call the marina and ask if they could mail my retainers back to me, but every time I picked up the phone, I got so nervous that either they wouldn't be there or they wouldn't be able to mail them back that I didn't make the call. It seemed much easier to live with the hope of miraculously getting them back one day than to face the fact that they could actually be gone, and that it was all my fault. So I spent the next few months lying to my mom, saying that I was wearing them every night as always. The guilt was eating me up inside. Then I noticed that two of my bottom teeth were shifting over each other, and I knew that my mom would notice soon. Now I had to be careful of how I spoke and smiled so my teeth would be less visible. How crazy is that? This lie was taking over my life. Finally, I got desperate enough to call the marina, but it was too late. They had a whole new staff and had been through multiple new trips. My retainers were long gone. I realized I would have to own up. I couldn't handle telling her in person, so I sent her a long text explaining the whole situation and apologizing a lot. I was freaking out, waiting for her response. But she was very calm about it and just said that she wished I had told her sooner. The tension I had been holding in my shoulders and neck for months released, and it finally felt like I could breathe freely again. But there was a cost. I had broken her trust, and it broke both of our hearts. My relationship with my mom is one of the most valuable things in my life, and I had damaged that. For a long time afterwards, I would see a questioning flicker in her eyes when I would tell her what I was doing, or where I was going, or who I was with. It hurt. Months passed, and eventually, thankfully, that flicker went away. I definitely relearned then that the right thing to do is to tell the truth in the moment. It seems so hard sometimes to listen to your conscience and to do the right thing, but it's actually easier in the long run. It's never worth it to break the trust of someone you love so much, especially over something like a retainer. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you share your story of conscience and what it taught you. Don't forget to please tag #SpiritCore and @SpiritSeriesUSA. Together, we grow.